pulling out because my son's asleep. So the exhaust doesn't wake him up. Alright, that's good enough. Good morning. This is actually my first time using a POV camera. I recently bought a GoPro Hero, the first one. Turn that music off. I want to do a little bit of a about me video. I'm usually not on camera, so this is probably about a good time to do it. I'm 29 years old. I'm married. Got 2 kids, a boy and a girl. They are everything to me. I met my wife when I was 19 years old, so we've been together for 10 years. We've been married for 8. My first car I bought when I was 14 years old, and it was a 74 Plymouth Duster. It was a little slant 6, rusted out to shit. It was bad. Baby blue car. If I might show some pictures during this video of my first car. It ended up getting in a wreck when I was 18. I fully restored the car from 14 to 18 on minimum wage. I worked at Ford as just a guy that just ports cars around and cleans them and stuff like that. And I also worked at Backyard Burgers for 3 years. Also worked at gas stations when I was younger. Can you imagine this? I'm only 29 years old, but my first job was at a boat shop. I was getting $4.50 an hour working on boat engines. It's insane. Let's turn left here. Car coming. I've actually counted all the cars I've had since my Duster to now. It's 28 different cars. It's kind of insane. A lot of them I've only owned for 3 or 4 months at a time. Junk cars, like a little 85 MR2 and 95 Jeep Cherokee, 98 F-150 with a 5.0 motor in it. Slower and crap, but it sure sounded good with some glass packs. I had an 81 Dodge pickup with another slant 6. I owned that exactly the same time as my Duster. I used that to get back and forth to work during the time I was trying to restore the 74 Duster. My current job, I am a laser tube technician / CNC machinist. I also program for the lasers. It's kind of a fun little job. Very, very neat. Very good technology. We have 2 different lasers in my job, or at my job. It's a 3,000 watt laser and a 1,000 watt laser. I control the 1,000 watt laser. I do know how to run the 3,000 watt laser. Let's see. I used to be very, very overweight at one point in time. I weigh 174 now. I got up to 236. I'm only 5'8", so I'm not a very tall person at all. I'm just actually below average. I got really overweight when my wife got pregnant with my first kid, my daughter, and I gained weight with her. She had to eat all the time, and I ate with her. Why not, right? It's food. So there was a process for 3 years just to slowly lose the weight. I'd lose some, then I'd stall, and then a couple months later I'd lose a little bit more, stall. I love working on cars. Absolutely love it. I grew up around Mopars. I am extremely extreme fan of Mopars. Like I said, my first car was a 74 Duster. It was a slow car. It was a slant 6. My dad had a GTX, had a 440 in it. He currently has a 70 Plymouth Cuda and a 69.5 Roadrunner. So I've grown up around him. He had a 72 Challenger 346 pack also. I would love to own another Duster again. That is my main goal going forward in building cars, is to get another Duster. It doesn't matter the year, from 70 to 74. I love them all. Doesn't matter the grill, doesn't matter the hood. I do want a 340 car if I can get one, but they're extremely expensive. And as you see, with 2 kids, I'm married. I am pretty much a single income person. My wife doesn't work. She watches her son. So that's the reason why it's hard to get parts for this current car I have, which is a 2015 Hyundai Veloster Turbo. I'm going to run some curves here in a second. Arkansas has some really, really good driving roads. Like I said, I've been trying to do how-to videos on the Veloster. I do love the car. It makes some great sounds for a 1.6 liter 4-cylinder. I think it's one of the best sounding, really small, liter 4-cylinders out there. Hondas make some good ones, but they're 2.4 now. But they are making some smaller turbo ones for the Civic and stuff like that currently. To be honest with you, I love all cars. I love them all. Hondas, Nissans, Mazdas, Subarus, Fiats. I love Fiat, A-bars. Like that little car. Chevys, Dodge, Ford, Aston Martin, Porsche, BMW, Mercedes, Audis, or as they say, Audi, doesn't matter how you pronounce it. Some people get really pissed off if you say it the wrong way. Do you have an Audi or an innie? Funny. I'll turn around here. Let's see. I live with my mom, with my stepdad, Bob, for 6 years, or actually probably 4 years. I think it was 4 years. And I ended up moving. My mom ended up moving to Texas, and my dad wanted me really badly, so they went through court. I understand, the whole thing with kids. And my dad ended up getting me, and I lived with my dad from pretty much my whole childhood. So I lived off pretty much in 30 acres in a small town called Hillsdale, Kansas. It was about an hour out from Kansas City. Really nice little small town. Very good people. Very homey people. pretty much play a lot of sports. I played soccer, baseball, a little bit of football. I loved soccer, loved baseball. I know they're not fun to watch, but they're really fun to play. So pretty much I lived like a single child. But I did visit my mom in Texas every year during the summertime for about a week or two. I saw my sisters also. I do try to enjoy life. My wife can attest for this. I am a very stressed out person all the time. It's just something I deal with. I cope with it. You know, I don't take any medications for it. I do a very good job at keeping my attitude at bay. I do get angry pretty badly sometimes, but otherwise I'm a very, very mellow person. I usually just sit back and relax. Drinking a beer, I'm one of the people that if you drink a beer, I'm just pretty much sitting lazily on the couch drinking it. I do have a short attention span. I do have ADD. I got diagnosed with that when I was extremely young. It was hard to pretty much pay attention in class. If it was one class I did very well in, I would not, you know, try in others because it was hard to focus on all my homework. It was very tough as a child to go through school. I was a CB student, at least that. I did have one F, which was Spanish. I'm not very good with language at all. I do want to say thank you for everyone that does watch my videos. I greatly appreciate it. It's just some hobby that I do on the side. Like I said, I mostly focus on work and my kids and my wife. Just some of this, you know, how-to videos or going to the autocross or drag strip or doing 0 to 60 videos and 0 to 100 videos, quarter mile, eighth mile. Those are just hobbies. I love, like I said, I love working on cars. Pretty much everything I do, or any mod that I do, I will do myself. I do not like other people working on my cars, shops, because a lot of them are very, very sketchy people. And I actually did that once when I was younger. I had a 300ZX in '85. And there was something wrong with the motor, and I swear to God, and at that time I was working minimum wage jobs at a burger joint, and I didn't really have the money to buy parts for myself, and I had a guy work on it, a professional supposedly, and he would fix it, but something else would break every single time I took it to him. So I got to the point where I was thinking that he was pretty much sketchy, like he was messing with the car, breaking other things so he could keep making money off of me, seeing that I was a kid. And so that was pretty much the point of, no matter what kind of money I made, I'd work on my car no matter what. The 74 Duster I restored with my father. I pretty much worked for a guy that painted it for the summer. If I worked for him, he would give me a great deal on the paint job, and other than that, everything else was my dad and I. Thank you, Dad, again. My dad pretty much taught me everything about cars. Motors, transmissions, body work, interior, whatnot. My dad's very, very good at what he does, and he's very particular about his cars. It's fun to drive. I love driving. When I first started driving, I was scared shitless. I love cars, but it was something about when I was younger, at 14, 15. Oh, Dad, by the way, if you're watching this, I actually snuck out with the Duster when you guys weren't looking, with no hood on, and drove it down that road by the Hillsdale house. Yeah. But I'm 29 years old, you can't ground me. So I had to drive that car. I had to get to know how to drive it. I didn't start driving actually until I was 18. By the way, I drove that car, Dad, when I was 16. It had the brakes, it had the engine, it had the transmission, everything ran. It just didn't have the bodywork done yet. And no hood. Which I'm sure you're watching this. Oh well. The next thing, let's see, what would be the next thing I would do to this car? I've already have the rear torsion bar on it, so I don't have to worry about the rear anymore. A lot of you guys are asking me to put lowering springs on it, or better springs to lower it. It does look like a 4x4 right now with that 2-inch gap in the wheel well. So that might be the next thing, is springs. I definitely want to get better tires. The tires on this thing are junk. I don't understand why only, I know it's trying to probably cheapen the price on cars, but come on, Hyundai, are you freaking kidding me? The car has 200 horsepower and yet can't find traction for first and second gear. So that's probably the next thing I'll be doing is springs, tires. I do want to get a tune for it, so I'll probably look into that. Bigger intercooler, that would definitely be a must. A blow-off valve would definitely be a must. Anyways, I want to thank you guys for watching my videos, and this is pretty much a how-to channel, and maybe some other things here and there. By the way, I do make my own music now, so pretty much everything you hear from now on from all my videos are my music. So I hope you enjoy it. This is a video about me, and I'll see you next time.